Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am going to discuss about a very important element of Jolly Phonics. Today, we will be discussing about the magical vowels of English language, that is A, E, I, O, U, and how they create different sounds in certain situations, and we will be discussing all the phonics rules associated with vowels. So let's get started. So phonics is basically a method of teaching reading and writing that focuses on the relationship between the sounds and the letters that represent those sounds. So whenever a vowel is present alone in a word, they typically make a short sound. Let's understand this with examples. For example, the letter A makes the sound ah, as in cat or bat. If we break those words, we will be able to understand the particular short sound of vowel A, as in k, act, k, act. So the A is making the sound ah, cat, bat. Similarly, letter E makes sound eh, as in bet or bed. Letter I makes the sound I, as in the word bit or bid. Letter O makes the sound oh, as in top or cot. And the last vowel U makes the short sound as uh, as in cut or hut. These are all called short sounds of vowel. These basic 5 sounds are taught to the kids during the first few weeks of teaching phonics. These are the basic short sounds that we introduce first to the kids while teaching phonics. Now that we have learned the short sounds of vowel, you must be wondering, are there any long sounds also? So yes, there are. So long sounds are basically when these 5 magical vowels start saying their names in a word rather than saying their sounds. For example, letter A saying A, not A. E says E, not E. Vowel I says I, not E. Vowel O says O, not O. And vowel U says U, not Now, so these 5 magical vowels sometimes in certain situations give their long sounds. So what are those situations? What are those rules? We are going to understand now. The first situation for vowels to give out their long sound is explained through a concept called magic E rule. Now, magic E rule is a basic concept which is taught in early grades because it is the foundation for many more complex vowel patterns that we will be discussing later in this video. So, according to magical E rule, if a word ends in the vowel E and there are 2 vowels present in the word, the first vowel says its long name while the second vowel, which is the letter E present at the end of the word, says silent. So let's understand this with few examples. Let's take 3-letter word bat. So there are 3 letters b, at, and there is 1 vowel present in this word saying it short sound a. Now let's add an vowel E at the end of the word. Now we have 4 letters b, at, I. But according to our magical E rule, since the word is ending in letter E and there is another vowel present which is letter A, now the A will start saying its long sound, that is A, and the other vowel, the second vowel which is present at the end of the word, that is E, it will stay silent. So now we are going to read this word as bait. B-8, bait. So the moment we add an E at the end, the first vowel which was earlier saying its short sound now starts saying its long sound, or we call as it name. A and the vowel E goes silent, making the word sound as bait. Let's see a few more examples. We have a word cap. A sound giving its short sound. Let's add an E at the end. Now the word has become cape. The first vowel is saying its long sound and the second vowel, that is E, stays silent. Similarly, Tap becomes tape. Nap becomes nape. Pin becomes pine. Din becomes dine. Fin becomes fine. And bone becomes bone. Another magical vowel pattern for long sounds of vowel is called vowel team pattern. Here in this pattern, two vowels comes together in a word and creates an entirely new sound, which is basically the long sound that we are understanding, irrespective or different from the individual short sounds of each of the vowel present in the word. Again, let's understand this with few examples. Firstly, let's take the vowel team AI. Whenever the vowel team AI is present in a word, the first vowel, that is A, says its long sound, while the second vowel, that is I, stays silent. Like in the words strain, chain, pain, grain, strain. In all these words, we have a vowel team of AI. Now A is saying its name or long sound, while the second vowel, that is I, is staying silent. Similarly, in the vowel team EA, whenever these two comes together in a word, the first vowel, that is E, says its long sound or its name, while the second vowel stays silent. As in the words beach, sea, beak, peach, leak. Same goes for the vowels for the following vowel teams. E, when present together in a word, they again say the first vowel is saying its name, that is E, while the second one stays silent, as in sea, tree, free, knee, bee. For the vowel team OA, it says the sound O, as in goat, boat, throat. For the vowel team IE, it is saying its sound I, which is the long sound of vowel I, as in the words tie, pie, lie. And for the vowel team of UE, it's again saying its long sound, that is U, while the second vowel E stays silent, as in the words due, cue, and rescue. And to teach this rule to the kids, there is a very interesting saying that you can memorize the kids and they can use this rule whenever they see a vowel team in a word. So the saying says, whenever two vowel goes walking, the first one does the talking. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. Now there are other vowel patterns that create different vowel sounds, and one of them is called R control vowels or bossy R sounds. This pattern occurs when a vowel is followed by letter R in a word. The sound of letter R starts to control or bosses the sound of vowel, creating entirely different sound. So let's understand with few examples. For example, if a vowel A is followed by letter R in a word, the sound it makes is R. Now we know till now that there are two short sound and long sound of any vowel. The A says either ah or its long sound A. But here, since the letter R is controlling the sound of this vowel, A and R together makes a sound R, as in car, bar, park, dark, star. Similarly, if vowels E, I or U is followed by letter R in a word, they start making a sound as as in fern, turn, girl, bird, chirp, fur, hurt. Similarly, whenever vowel O is followed by letter R in a word, it starts saying a sound called or, which is neither the short sound of letter O or the long sound. It is an entirely different sound, such as in words fork, corn, for, torn. Now the last pattern of vowel sounds is the most irregular or inconsistent one. Here, two vowels come together and make an entirely different sound, irrespective of their short sound or long sound of the individual vowels. They create an entirely new sounds, and they are taught in a very later stage of teaching phonics to young kids. Let's understand this with examples. We have learnt about the vowel team EA. Ideally, it makes the long sound E. But in some words, it also makes its short sound, as in the words bread, thread. There is a vowel team where ideally it should be making its long sound, but again, this is the inconsistency or the irregularity of this pattern, and in some word it also makes its short sound. Similarly, O and I together makes a unique sound oi. Oi, as in oil, coil, boil, foil, toil. And another team is AU. They together make a sound aw. Aw, as in hall, sauce, pause, haunt. So this was all about the magical vowels and how they create different sounds under different circumstances. Of course, we are not going to teach all these sounds together to the child. It will only confuse the child. So that's why Jolly Phonics has a brilliantly designed curriculum and structure that ensures no confusion and maximum retention in child's mind. I am trained in Jolly Phonics and Jolly Grammar. I provide one-on-one coaching to parents, making them the best teacher for their young kids and help them raise brilliantly fluent readers and writers without spending a bomb in just 5 days. To know more about my open slots and schedule, you can check and follow me on Instagram ID, which is mentioned here. Thank you for watching this video till the end. I really hope that you found this video interesting and informative enough. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel to get more educational content for free. And I'll be back with another interesting and educational video on next Wednesday. Till then, have a great day. Bye-bye.